Whoops. Hi everybody, welcome to the farm. It's actually pretty late, and Kylie's got school tomorrow, I got work tomorrow, but I got a couple hours before I need to go to bed. I don't have, all my chores are done, all my editing's done. So I thought I'd come out here and see about making a quick video. Now, I won't be able to get a lot done, so I'm sorry about that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to get that carburetor back together. The rubber boot that goes to the engine has been broken on this, and somebody filled it in with silicone. Then the silicone failed. So even if I do get it running, it's not going to run right. It's going to have a nasty vacuum leak. If I can get it running, you know, enough, just a temporary tank, to hear it fire on gasoline rather than on spray, it'll be a wonderful thing. So, like I always say, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get to work, guys. Come along, we'll get this carburetor done. And thanks for joining. Now, I know you guys are always impressed with how clean and pristine I keep my workshop. I've only had this place, I haven't even been in this house 6 months. And this shop, you know what, I probably have before pictures of the shop, so I tell you what, here's a before picture of the shop. If you ever think it's cluttered, my gosh, look at these pictures. Anyway, it's back to it. I do what I can with what I got, and you know, it's enough to get by. So let's just dig right into these carburetors and start pulling chunks out. All the gunk and debris should be off of those. I'm going to give everything is going to be getting air to it. I'm sure you all have seen my air setup over there. Compressor's in another room. That's always been a dream of mine, to have a compressor that was in a different room when you're working on stuff. So although you hear it, it's not so overwhelming. Take a look at how much. This is a mixture of kerosene, gasoline, and carburetor cleaner, or brake clean. But if you look at all the stuff down there, it's all the gunk that came out of the carburetor. I don't have a sonic cleaner. I don't have nothing fancy. That is just soaking. And the little bit of work I did with my pick, I mean, you can still see there's caramelized gasoline still on it. It's a pretty tough shape. We'll get her cleaned up. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little camera lens. As soon as I find my phone, I'm gonna play some music, get grooving, grab my air, get to it. Neat little trick. If you got an air nozzle that is super cold from being outside, just hang it off your wood stove, you know, completely safe. No, that's not safe. But it is very cold, so I'm just gonna hang it there for a second to warm it up. So the way this works is when that's up, it pushes up a rubber seal to stop the gas from coming in here. And that's what these do, these floats. They push up on that. So when this fills up with gas, these rise up and push up on that. And they do float and they move freely. So all the orifices, the jets are all cleared. I can see light through every single one. I don't see any contaminants in it. So I think I'm good to go ahead, put this bowl on, put this into there, hook this gas line up, and find a temporary tank to give her a test run. get this running, temporary tank or not, we're gonna go for a short test ride. I got a tire a little low, so if this works and this fires up, we're gonna put some slide in that tire and I'm gonna take it up and down the driveway a couple times, put some gloves and hat or something on. By the way, how do y'all like my haircut? I got it like an hour ago. So I'm going to take a page from my cousin's book. The carburetor boot, as I said, is tore, and it's tore across the top, so the weight of the carburetor is leaving a big gap in there because of when I pulled it off, I tore the silicone. So if I want this to even try to run, I got to get that a little more closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some zip ties, and I'm going to zip that carburetor closer up in place. Hopefully that'll be enough just to get a test run out of it. Alright, before I go any further, I want to know in the comments, who thinks this is going to start, who thinks it's not? I got a carburetor zip tied on, a boot that's ripped to pieces, a carburetor that's been sitting since I think 05 with gas in it that turned to caramel. I've only done one cleaning, no sonic, it's only soaked in gasoline, and I went through it with a pick. So I want to know who thinks it's going to run. I'm confident. My dad, I already heard you're confident. My mom, she told me she's confident. Let's hear what everybody else thinks. Come on. But I'm going to get this temporary gas tank hooked up. And then we're going to put some gas in it. See what it does. Now, always run ethanol-free premium, especially in your two-strokes. Get the highest octane you can. I like buying this stuff because you got a 95 octane that's already going to be a pre-mix. I burn this in all my small engines, my smaller ones. I'm using this just for startup. For the first start, I want to make sure it's got good mixture ratio. I don't want to just rely on the fuel or the oil pump. Nothing's pouring out yet and it's taking it down, so it sounds to me like the bowl might be filling up. So we'll see if the needle and seat stops. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to slowly put the gas in. And I'm watching the carburetor to see any drips coming out the side of it, to the bottom of it. And there it comes. It's coming out of an overfill, so that means my needle and seat is not sealing the carburetor. Which means if I do get it running, it's only going to run on what's in the bowl. I can't get any more than that in there. But, I don't know, you know, sometimes when you fire these things up, it'll work whatever's in there out and then she'll seal right up. So, now that I've made a nice spill on the floor. Oh, even if I do get it going, the chain guard's not on. A promise is a promise, though. If I gotta freaking hold this chain guard in place, take it for a test fit, if it runs, I'm gonna do it. That's only if I get that carburetor not to leak gas, though. Oh, that's promising. Shuts off and turns on. Smoking herself out of the garage. It looks like a little bit of Cheech and Chong action going on. Make sure it starts the second time. Woo-wee! Can y'all see me? Thankfully, there's enough leaks in this garage that if I walk over here, that's all going to just dissipate everywhere. But I think this means we got to get that tire up and we're going to be going for a test ride. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see if the headlights worked. Let's find out. Certified ripper! No, it's not yet, but we'll find out. Alright, so we got the tire aired up, we got that janky carburetor hooked up with zip ties. I can't believe it's running. That's amazing. I'm going to be taking this thing for a test spin, but first up I got to get a hat on, and I'm probably going to put my boots on because it's cold outside, and if we're going to go for a test rip, we're going to go for a test rip. So, again, I have no gas tank. I got the funnel zip tied in place, so we should be able to put enough gas in there. The needle and seat is not sealing up, so it's basically going to be dump gas in, go. When I run out, I'll have to dump more in. But you know what? We'll see if we can go through a little bit of snow, just see what it can do on one bowl in the carburetor. You know, it's the first time this thing has seen, it's the first time this thing's gotten to eat dirt in 15 years. 15 years, guys. That's insane. Like, that's crazy. So, let's do it to it. Let's get this show on the road. Whatever other saying you want to say, let's get going. I'm excited. Come on, Bessie. If y'all can't tell, I got a bit of a sticking clutch, so it's being a pain in the butt. Y'all heard the noises it made, the same as I did. There's something broken in the clutch. That's what broke the clutch cover. I'll show you that. I kind of wondered. I got clanking coming around in here, and something in the clutch ain't right. It's not liking to activate. At least I hope it's that, not the gearbox. Sucks. It'll suck if it's the gearbox. But no. No, gearbox is okay. Now I know what things are. Forward, reverse, neutral, forward, low. There's no park. So, that was fun. Oh, way to be. So, that's exciting. We got it going on its first test drive. That's the first time that thing's ridden on its own in, like I said, 15 years. Hopefully we got it enough to get the slime worked into that tire so it'll stop leaking wherever the heck it leaks. It's probably just a bead. That's usually what happens. They said it gets a little corroded on the inside, but so hopefully that's it for that. Took a minute to get it going, but once it went, it went, sort of. I know it ain't perfect, and you know, the backfiring, and hold on a sec. There it goes. Because the shop's heated, I open the door is warm, freezes to the ground. It happens almost every time I open it. And the door is adjusted properly. I could probably just clean snow a little better. Thanks for joining me in the shop. If you guys like what you see, you know, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my shenanigans, hit that subscribe button. And if you never want to see me again, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but click the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day.